Hey everyone, welcome back to another Slime Fun-filled episode with your host Boomer. Today we are revisiting something from just 2 episodes ago. We are back in Dynatech. By sheer accident, I discovered that an update had gone out and a new item was added because I was searching something up and I saw something come into the guide that I'd never seen before. We have I'm going to call it an endgame update for Dynatech, meaning there's a new way to gather resources, very creative way, by the way, I might add, that will require, depending on how fast you want to obtain the items, either a little bit of work or an insane amount of work. Let's dig into the plugin here. Let's get right into the guide. So we're going to start by going into, Dynatex Plug-In. And actually, I was searching up scrap. And here's what I found. All of a sudden, this came up, machine scrap. I'm like, what the heck is machine scrap? And I also got advanced machine scrap. I'm like, this can't be. And it's you put an Android in an ore grinder or a grindstone, and you get 8 machine scrap. Now, I don't know if it works in the ore grinder. I haven't tested it. The grindstone, just put it in there, click it once, and you get the 8 scrap back. You can actually trash an Android. Well, then an advanced machine scrap must simply mean you can trash an advanced Android. Sure as heck. Each one yields 8. Okay? Why do you need those? What's the point of that? We'll get to that in a second. There's a new item here called the Material Hive. Now, reading the description, it says using power and bees slowly generates material honeycombs. I'm going to recommend the dev remove the word honeycombs because my thought was it was a honeycomb factory, and it's not. It's a material factory, meaning you can put in a certain number of bees and a certain number of items, so of some items, and it will reproduce them for you over a period of time. What determines how long it takes is the number and type of bees that you put in. There are 3 different types of bees available. One is a plain vanilla bee that you capture with this scoop. You power it up, you right click, it gets the bee, drops its head. That's it. That's all you have to do for this type of bee. For the robotic bee, you've got to do some work. Not only do you need 5 reinforced plates, you need 1 of those machine scraps, so you got to destroy an Android. An ancient machine core is nothing to craft. It's redstone, lead, and magical lumps. It's this 2 Vex gems, which means twice you've got to get a Vex to drop its head. Kind of expensive. All right, that gives you a robotic bee. The advanced robotic bee is not something you upgrade from the robotic. You craft it separately with advanced machine scrap. Now, this one is going to be expensive. 3 reinforced plates, 2 24-karat gold blocks, an ancient machine core, the advanced scrap, and 2 flight gems, meaning 2 nuclear reactors, 4 netherite ingots, 4 more gold blocks, 4 more blistering ingots, a stainless steel rotor, and 2 more Vex gems. And right now, the only way in the game you can get Vex is get near an evoker. In other words, you got to go find a woodland mansion. You might get lucky enough to catch one on a raid, but I wouldn't plan on it. Now, there is no way in Slimefun to make an evoker spawner unless you are the server admin and you add the Vex. I'm sorry, not evoker spawner. I'm sorry, I spoke wrong. There's no way to make a Vex spawner in soul jars unless your server admin were to add it. And even if you were to make a Vex spawner, there's nothing to stop a Vex. A Vex can go through every single material in the game. So making a grinder is impossible. They're going to target you and they're going to come at you and they're going to kill you. Unless you are geared up like we are right now, you don't stand a chance to get enough of these over time. So right now you're doing a lot of woodland mansion hiding out in. You're going to go set a bed in there and you're going to kill Vex until you either die or you get, quite a few. And I don't know if I've said it yet, the hive speed runs based on 2 factors. The type of bee you put in and the quantity of bees you put in. So we'll start, first of all, let's look at the recipe of the hive. It's actually not too bad. It's 4 reinforced plates, a vanilla beehive, which is just planks and honeycombs, boosted uranium, 1 machine scrap, and 2 advanced. So you got to kill 1 of each android. Not bad. It's not horrendous, but it is kind of pricey. So let's start with the vanilla bee. Now I put 3 bees in here to start. The first 2 slots here are designated for bees. The more bees of each kind you put in, the faster the machine runs. Now I think this does need to be recalibrated between the 3 bees. Because here's what happens. If I put in just 1 vanilla bee head in here, and I put in 64 coal, and I will put in the description a list of all the items that can go in here, or at least a link to the wiki for sure. If I put 64 of them in there, 30 minutes later, I get 1 of those back. Now, these 64 coal up here are never consumed, neither are the bees. They stay there forever. If I want to decrease the speed, I need to add more bees. If I want to increase the speed, I take bees out. And that timer will reset with the next item. So, at this rate, if I only had 1 bee in here, I would get my 64 coal back in 32 hours. If I were to go with 128 bees, I would have it in roughly 24 hours. The vanilla bee is the slowest of the resource material making machine. And there, you can put in stuff here like carbonados, reinforced alloy ingots. There's quite a few Slimefun items that can go in here. Synthetic diamonds. There's many more. And like I said, we'll get you the list. So with 3 vanilla bees, it'll take me almost 2 days or day and a half at least to get the coal back. But then after that, every one I get is, bonus. Now, don't use this for coal. This is awfully expensive resources to make it a coal farm. Even if you did 100 of these, it's still not going to be worth it for coal. But you stick in carbonados in here? Oh, heck yeah. Absolutely. Let's move up to the robotic bees. Now, I started 128 robotic bees in here, and this thing just started. You can do the math, too, by watching the percentage. That'll tell you, you can go back and calculate how long this is. 128 robotic bees drop the time down to 25 minutes. 64 coal, I get 1 every 25 minutes. And again, this coal can be pulled out at any time. Although at the end of this cycle, that will stop the cycle from working. You do have to have 64 of the item in here to get it to work. But again, you can always retrieve them. The bees will always stay in here. 128 bees will stay in there forever until you pull them out. So in another 23.5 minutes, we'll have made another coal. But again, to make robotic bees, you saw it, you need Vex gems. Now, the fastest one is going to be the advanced robotic bees. 128 of those cut this time down to 15 minutes. So 4 times an hour, I'm going to get another piece of coal. After 16 hours, I've broken even with what I've stuck in this thing. So in 48 hours, I could make another 128 carbonados. How many of you say you're already doing that in vanilla right now? Now, I'm not even sure I'm doing it right now. I don't think I'm making 128 every 2 days. Actually, I know I'm not. Partially because my system splits and is piling up synthetic diamonds like crazy right now. But could I do it? Probably. Now again, the advanced robotic bee takes a lot of time, a lot of vex killing, and a lot of resources. Given the amount of time and effort and resources to make 128 advanced robotic bees, to get that time down to 15 minutes versus 1 vanilla bee, and here's how easy it is to do this. Let's summon one in. Let's summon in a bee. Ready? Right click them. Let's catch them and right click them. Boom, I'm done. I've got a bee. And you saw how relatively affordable this was to craft. The fact that 1 of those will give it to me in 30 minutes and 128 of these will give it to me in 15 doesn't seem fair. I'm fine if this were to stay 15. The robotic ones, I'd probably jump up to an hour. And the manual ones, I'd probably jump up to 4 to 6 hours. I've got to spend an insane amount of time and effort and resources to get those 128 advanced robotic bees to get that down to 15 minutes. To right click once and be able to do it in 30 doesn't seem fair. So I'm going to make that recommendation back to the dev to go 15 minutes, at least a minimum of an hour, possibly 2 to 3 here. If it goes 3 here, then I would quadruple that back again to 12 hours. I think that's just way too fast for me to make carbonados, synthetic diamonds, reinforced alloy ingots. You know, even at 1 every 30 minutes, that's still 48 a day. 48 carbonados a day. I didn't put the resources in to get that much that fast. And then I have this one, you know, 4 an hour, give me 96 a day. Hopefully you guys are seeing that discrepancy. So I love the theory. I love the theory behind this. I think it's a really nice add-in to it. And in talking with the dev before I recorded this, he and I are in agreement. This is a lot of work, and I think it should be a lot of work. I totally support that. I just don't think the timing on the beehive is fair for the amount of work you've got to put in to get this done in 15 minutes. So I think if you do this, I think you deserve to get that in 15 minutes. The amount of work on this one, it's because of the materials, it's almost the same amount of work, right? Remember the recipe. 2 Vex gems. 2 Vex gems. The only main real difference then becomes which android did you have to kill? I mean, you got 5 reinforced plates in an ancient machine core versus 3 reinforced plates and 2 24 karat gold, which to me are cheaper to craft anyways. That's only 22 gold. Well, no, it's 22 times 9, 198 gold dust. If I'm doing my math right, and if I'm wrong, my apologies. It's getting the flight gems, you know, the nuclear reactors, the netherites, the blistering ingots, and I think that there's got to be a better reward in comparison to this. So 15 minutes. This one, like I said, I would say 3 hours, and this one I would say 12 to 24. Just to balance it out. So anyways, right now on the surface, I think it's really good. We just need to tweak that timing, I think, a little bit. So I'm curious what you guys think. Please, I'm not going to reach out to the dev yet. I'd like you guys to give your chance and feedback and let me know what you think. And I will include all of that feedback to the dev. So within 24 hours of this video coming out. So just so you know, when I'm releasing this on YouTube, it's going to be about 9 p.m. Central Standard Time in the U.S. By 9 p.m. Central Standard Time tomorrow, I'll go ahead and let the dev know the results of anybody who posts in the feedback. If you don't provide feedback, then I'm going to recommend what I thought at 15 minutes, 3 hours, and then either 12 or 24 on the third bee. But I wanted to get this out to you because I thought this was really neat, a really cool feature to the game to allow you to get more resources. But as Dev and I both agree, you need to work at it. So thanks for watching. Give me your feedback. And remember, man, when you're being on Minecraft, you gotta go boomer or you gotta go home. We'll be you later.